You're still watching Game On. We now have Honorable Gbenga Elegbeleye, who is the chairman of the Nigeria Premier Football League. Honorable Elegbeleye, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you so much for your patience. We've been waiting to have this discussion with you because some of the issues that we plan to discuss are particularly key for the development of domestic football in Nigeria. But let's start with the elephant in the room. We hear that the NPFL just signed a 2 billion naira 5-year data management and commercialization deal with two companies, InView Technologies and AS Production Hub. What exactly does this contract, what does it stipulate, and how does it affect the NPFL?
Thank you. I think we should not mix the two together. One is strictly for media data rights. The other one is strictly for media, like TV coverage and like some details in that. The one with InView Technology is for media rights. The one with the other company is strictly for data rights, okay? And the InView Technology that we signed, they are the accredited representative of the Nigerian Digital Switchover, the DSO. So our intention is to make sure that all our matches are more available, can be easily accessed by Nigerian live matches. And we feel that we want to go the way of free TV, sort of pay TV. And look at it, majorly those pay TV that we have in the country, the audience is quite limited due to subscription rate and all the rest. But millions of Nigerians are on free TV, as long as even state TV, or there are so many of them that are on free TV. We feel they are the best for us to patronize, to bring our league matches closer to the citizens. And again, to give us a lot of commercial benefits because of the wider range of viewers associated with free TV. Then again, our discussion of the company is they're going to give us our own Nigeria Premier TV or NPFL TV. That's in the pipeline in the next 3 weeks. Our own TV will start operating. Then you can watch us anywhere at home. That's the purpose. The other one is data, to capture the data of our players, to know the specific strength of each player, both defenders, then movement, leg movement of the rest, and then the strength, the weaknesses, and allow where to correct the weaknesses of players. You need to just identify them. Then again, have a data bank of all players in Nigeria. That's what happened before. Then we feel we should have it because in Europe that's the thing. So that is it.
Okay, so Honorable Elegbeleye, I just want to be clear. You are saying to us now that people very soon fans can watch the Nigeria Premier Football League live on TV, but where exactly?
Well, okay, as at today, we have 26 stations that have already signed up with the DSO, the Digital Switchover, through the InView Technologies. And again, as at yesterday when we signed on the 26th, 13 confirmed that they are ready to start hosting our matches immediately from next week when we start. So I'm sure before next week, we're going to have up to 20. So we have over a lot of stations in Nigeria that are under the Digital Switchover. All of them are going to be available to watch, to show our matches.
Okay, that's brilliant. Wale, any questions?
Yeah, I mean, this is brilliant. I mean, I wanted to ask you, my first question was about, how we could, get games consistently on TV. But I still wanted to happen that because, Honorable, we both know that the key to unlocking the NPFL is television. We also both know that the #1 source of revenue in any league in the world is via television money as well. At what point will clubs in the NPFL start benefiting, or under this new arrangement, what is going to the NPFL clubs from a financial standpoint? How rich are they going to get? Because we know that the last winner of the NPFL, I think, got 200 million naira, but second to 19th got almost nothing. So what is the plan to ensure that we unlock this league via television to ensure that it's financially viable for the 20 NPFL clubs competing?
Thank you. Let me start from where you ended. You're talking about the last winner got 200 million. Then again, you need to find out, or ask that same question. For years before we came in 2022, there was no prize money for any winner of the league. So if you can start in 2023, the very first one that we did was where Enyimba won. We paid Enyimba 100 million. The following season was won by Rangers. We paid Rangers 150 million. The last one was won by Lemon Stars. We paid Lemon Stars 200 million. That should be at least kudos to us first before saying number 2 to 20 didn't get anything. No, it's not so. In between, we had StarTimes with us. That time, they paid some commercial fee, which again, any fee will get 60% go to the club. And this one that we just signed now, let me tell you, we don't want to just go for revenue share just like that. We insisted our partner to must make some down payment. We projected 2 billion annually. This 2 billion is through commercialization of the league and our matches on television. Now, but we insisted that look, you have to pay, and this company is going to pay us 800 million now. And the 800 million paid to us, 60 million goes to the clubs. And again, in the next season, there will be an increment of 20%. From 800 million to 960 million. It will be 20 every season, 20% increment. Again, mind you, we projected 2 billion. The remaining, this league still has 33% to take from the balance of the 1.2, as we are getting commercial endorsement and people advertising through the various channels of where our matches are being shown, and where opportunities are there for corporate bodies to showcase their products. And if you look at yesterday, you see that the DG of NBC was present, the DG of NOA was present, the DG of VON was present. Already now we are with Radio Nigeria. Radio Nigeria have been running live commentary of our matches since middle of last season, and now they continue. So we are out to make sure that our matches are available for people to see. Again, for previously, I need to let you know before we came in, the NPFL there was no television. Our very first season, we aligned with the Nigerian Television Authority, paying them every month for broadcast and production. And that time we call what we call Match of the Week. They show it live. I'm very conscious of the fact that without television, there's no league at all. No league football without television. That's why we are out and out to get this done.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Honorable, thank you for clarity and insight thus far regarding this sponsorship deal. But I still want further clarity, regarding how the games are going to be aired. Are we, for every match week, are we going to have up to 10
matches,
different matches being shown across all the TV stations, or is it specific games that are going to be aired every weekend?
No, we have 10 matches, all right, per week. Every match day, 10 matches. You see, last season we were able to show 4 at 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. But now the agreement with the AVU technology is that we want all our 10 matches to be shown live. But again, we cannot start with 10 at a go. So first we give them like by next weekend, the week after this one match day that we have now, we want to start what we call experimental performance. So let them start with 2, then again they move to 4, or then they move to 6. So before the end of this season, we will reach that target of 10 matches live on television, and that is why that's our target. We will achieve that.
Okay, sir. Honorable, let me just bring your mind back to a question that a lot of people have been asking for the last few seasons, and it has to do with the club ownership in the NPFL. And according to Section A, under subsection 5.3.534 of the 2015 NPFL Framework and Rules, government-owned clubs must provide an undertaking to its owners to relinquish 50% of the club's equity, with investors owning the remaining 50%. Now, How far along are you in regarding that? Because a lot of people have talked about how government-owned clubs, they always seem to basically muscle everyone to the league title, apart from Remo Stars, who did it last season against all odds. How far along are you trying to get the government-owned clubs to divest 50% of their equity so that private investors can invest in these clubs?
Oh, thank you very much. You don't force investors to invest in football clubs. You make the environment conducive for people. That's what we're trying to do, is to make the environment conducive so that corporate bodies, the entities and business owners can now participate in ownership of clubs. And again, I must tell you now, when we came in, it was only one club, but now we have Remo Stars, we have Kun Khalifa, we have Ikorodu City, and again, we have, I think we have 4 right now who are private clubs, okay? Then, and I must again commend those private clubs for their dexterity and their the push, all right, to make their club commercially viable. If you talk about state government, there's no way we force a government to sell equity if there are no buyers for that product. We discussed this in the last, I remember in my very first season at the meeting of the Governors Forum. We have, for instance, Edo State government through Comrade Philip Shuaibu then was able to make some banks like commercial banks to invest in the better insurance. I was there during the unveiling of Jesse, where about getting 150 million. That one is a gradual process. It's in our rules, yes, but can you enforce it? The answer is no, because there must be willing buyers, willing investors, and that is the environment we are trying to create. That definitely, for instance, again, in an attempt to make sure that any promoted club from the lower league to the Nigerian Premier League, who happen to be private clubs, then we protect them from unnecessary, like someone run away, taking up, yeah, it is too expensive. I remember Kun Khalifa, the owner, came to meet me because they were trying to, after qualifying for the Premier League, trying to sell the slots. And I said, no, we cannot allow that. So that next season again, somebody will just spend 50, 60 million naira to fight from NNL to NPFL, and again, now sell the club for 500 million. So it will now become business. I refused. Some say, yeah, you are too tough, you are too harsh. No, that is the standard practice. You don't get demoted, relegated. They will now buy a slot from a promoted club. Then the league will not be credible. It will be discredited. Now, talking about state government, I've seen governor Akeredolu of blessed memory in Ondo State actually approached me there for I get a prayer for Sunshine Stars. That the way I explained to him that I feel that you should not give an environment for the club to do well. You know that Lagos, part of the richest state in Nigeria, don't have a football club. They don't have. But there are clubs in Lagos. So what you need to do, there must be facilities, which, for instance, state government, they own most of this, they own the facilities. Again, some of them are not even okay enough. That's why we ban some clubs from playing at all. There are so many things that we need to put to place. But gradually we are getting there. Okay, that is just it.
Okay. Yeah, Honorable, I wanted to quickly ask you about infrastructure. Yeah,
Yes.
Infrastructure, poor pitches. We've seen a couple again. It's reared its head this season. I also want to ask you about professionalism. This season, at least we've seen about 3 or 4 coaches suspended. And, we don't know what the NPFL board makes of that. Is there a provision that coaches should be suspended or just should be outrightly sacked? What are your thoughts on that? Because we are expecting for a league that is attaining to become, one of the best on the continent. Infrastructure has to be really good. Pitches also have to be good. It's all part of the product.
Just to add to that, Honorable Elegbeleye, also this question of standardization. A lot of the coaches in the NPFL don't have CAF A or B licenses. We did see that some of these clubs, when they played on the continent, the coaches couldn't sit on the bench because they didn't have those requisite qualifications. What are you doing in terms of trying to ensure that clubs only employ coaches who have CAF A or B licenses?
All right, you ask multiple questions. Let me start with the infrastructure deficit. We, on our part, discover that majority of the stadia in Nigeria are not TV friendly. When we started, then we made the move of talking to the government, writing to them that you need to upgrade your facilities. Some cooperated, some didn't. Again, we have to suspend clubs that did not upgrade their facilities. Remember, we suspended Ruby Stars from Makodi to go and play in Nasarawa, Sunshine Stars from Akure to go to Ijebu, then Niger Tornadoes to go to Nasarawa again. We did those things. And the effect, we are seeing it now. So a lot of clubs are now having their arena very well, better than what it used to be. Now imagine in the whole of Nigeria, the only approved stadium for FIFA matches and international matches happen to be the Uyo Stadium. That is funny. Only one in the country like Nigeria. Meanwhile, you have a lot in Morocco, you have a lot in Cote d'Ivoire. Imagine how Benin Republic don't know how they are going to play their home match in Cote d'Ivoire. Then we need to upgrade our facilities. Then regarding sacking of coaches, you, a club, when you sign with a coach, the rule is there, you can sack your coach. But there are parameters of sacking a coach. You don't just sack a coach. There are rules guiding sacking of a coach. And if we feel the coach that was so removed by the club and the coach needs to report to us, then we look at it. When it's against the rule, we let the club know you cannot do that. There will be fines and compensation again for the coach. If the club insists that they don't want him again, they want to compensate. Sometimes some coaches made the mistake of signing a contract without a getaway clause. We, on our own, every contract signed by coach and players, we scrutinize from the secretariat and we give necessary advice. We cannot accept this. Go back and tell your club to do this and that. That is it. So as for your last question, again, it's attributed with the second of coach.
Certification of coach.
And again,
yes.
you talk about CAF certificate, okay? If you don't have a CAF B, you cannot sit on our bench. That one is given. You have already, you started out since last. We don't have CAFs, we don't accept CAF C. But CAF B is the minimum that we accept. And now we see, last 3 days ago, I was at the FIFA Group project with Austin Gravon and the CAF B trading coaches who were training for CAF B. Unfortunately, Nigeria did not have this kind of opportunity before Ibrahim Gusau came in as NPFL president. The fact is that we were banned from even doing any kind of training courses at all. But now we can do CAF C, we can do CAF B. So we don't have CAF C anymore. CAF B is the minimum standard accepted. So that that's why we see that most of our coaches on the continent, they cannot sit on the bench because the CAF standard is what we are following now.
Okay. Well, Honorable Gbenga Elegbeleye, thank you so much for your time. You've been absolutely worth the wait. A few technical issues, but we've enjoyed speaking with you, and you've also clarified a lot of issues as regarding the operation of the Nigeria Premier Football League. Thank you so much for your time. I would like to wish you all the very best in your future endeavors as you continue to improve the quality of domestic football in Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Let me just say thank you very much, New Central. I appreciate you, and I think, again, I appreciate your professionalism. The question you ask are those questions that really need Nigerians to the answers are what Nigerians need to know. And I'm quite happy Nigeria Premier League really appreciate you. We won't mind to constantly engage you and let you, through your media, let Nigerians know what we are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You can be assured of all our support here at News Central.